Most of our victims are quite young. Most were born of the students, most were born 2013 and 2012. So as you can imagine, for family members, extended family members, friends of the family, etc., this is incredibly traumatic.
The RCMP with the most detailed briefing yet after the mass shooting in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, telling the public how many people were killed, how old they were, and where they died, and identifying the shooter who committed one of the worst mass killings in modern Canadian history. Hi there, this is Power and Politics. I'm David Cochran in Ottawa, but our focus for the next 2 hours is on the tragedy in Tumbler Ridge. It's been nearly 27 hours since the residents of that community got an alert to shelter in place due to reports of an active shooter. We now know many of the grim details of what happened as people sought safety inside their homes. 8 people are confirmed dead at the hands of a lone shooter police have identified as 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar. The killing started at the family home, where police say the killer's 39-year-old mother, who has been identified as Jennifer Strang, and an 11-year-old stepbrother were found. The killing then moved to Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, where a 39-year-old female educator was killed, 3 12-year-old girls were murdered, as was a 12-year-old boy and a 13-year-old boy. One person was found dead in a school stairwell. The rest were found in the school library. Now, the RCMP revised the death count by 1 today. Police initially believed a female victim who had been airlifted to hospital yesterday had died. She is one of 2 female victims who were airlifted for treatment. Both victims, a 12-year-old and 19-year-old, both females, remain in serious condition. 25 other people were treated for injuries on the scene last night. None of those 25 have been shot. The injuries were either minor or the person had presented as injured because of the presence of blood from the massacre in the school. Now, Jesse Van Rootselaar is also dead, in this case of a self-inflicted wound. Police say they'd had multiple encounters with the shooter at the family home in recent years. Mostly these were mental health related, sometimes due to the risk of self-harm, but police had seized firearms at the house where Van Rootselaar lived. The motive still isn't clear. Van Rootselaar dropped out of school 4 years ago and did not attend Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. Van Rootselaar was born a biological male, but transitioned 6 years ago and identified as female. Police say they found a long gun and a modified handgun at the scene, but released no further details on the weapons due to an ongoing investigation. We're going to get reaction to the shooting from the Tumbler Ridge community, from government, and from those who have experienced similar tragedies. But we're going to begin with the Deputy Premier of British Columbia, Niki Sharma. Deputy Premier Sharma, thank you for joining us on what must be a busy and difficult day. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I just wonder how you're dealing with this, just personally, your reaction when you got the news last night and as the details emerged throughout the last day.
Yeah. It's been an extremely difficult less than 24 hours. I think every parent out there can feel for those parents that woke up this morning, as the Prime Minister said, without their children. The fact that this happened is senseless. We're trying to make sense of it. But right now our focus is on those families, the 5 children that were lost, and what we can do to support them. Tomorrow we'll be calling a provincial day of mourning. We'll have more time to grieve and support the victims as we go forward.
I know Premier David Eby and Federal Public Safety Minister Gary Anandasangri and others are on their way to the community over the next number of hours to go there firsthand. Obviously, there's the security situation has stabilized, but now there's the trauma in the community with the families, with the school, with the broader community itself. And I mean, no community is equipped for this, but a small town is going to need some support. What are you looking at doing there? What are you able to do there to help the people of Tumbler Ridge?
Yeah, we've been mobilizing all the supports that we're ongoing, but that are on the ground right now and will be needed in the future. Our Children's Hospital here in Vancouver is sending their mental health team. There's a community center right now, and Tumbler Ridge Community Center, that's opened for those people that need support or want support to come and receive that. We have a whole team of people that are mobilized along with the Premier and our Public Safety Minister Krieger, who are on their way right now on the ground to see what else is needed. And we will continue to be there for those victims and that community. Yesterday, the Premier mentioned that we all need to wrap them with love right now, and I'm just so heartened by all the comments and the words that have come from around the world to show that love to this community, and we will stand by them through this.
I mean, it's a community of about 2,400 people, I believe, Deputy Premier, and so everyone's going to know somebody or be affected by this. And so the wraparound supports are going to have to be pretty comprehensive, right? I mean, do you have I know it's early, but do you have a sense of the scale of the effort that you're going to have to mount here?
Yeah, it's early days, but I'm grateful for the first responders and the frontline team that showed up very quickly and is continuing to show up for that community. As I mentioned, we're mobilizing our mental health team, the best in the province, to go to that community, and everybody's really stepped up to make sure that the supports that are needed are there, and we'll continue to monitor whatever else is needed. You know, small towns, our province is full of these beautiful small towns that are so tight-knit. Everybody knows everybody, as you mentioned, and the love that people have for each other and that sense of community. I know they're grieving right now, along with the rest of this province and this country, but that love and support is there.
No, it's a difficult time for them. It's a difficult time for leaders like yourself and the local MLA and the Premier and the people and the Mayor and all of the municipal leaders. You're supposed to reopen the legislature tomorrow. It's supposed to be a day of ceremony with the throne speech where you lay out the agenda of the government over the coming session. Clearly, that is not what is going to happen. There's been a decision made to change all of that. How are you going to approach this tomorrow when the legislature resumes?
Yeah, we are going to proclaim it a provincial day of mourning tomorrow. The throne speech, instead of a traditional throne speech, will instead be a statement and message from the legislature in support of those victims and those families and the process of mourning that we all need to do as not only just a community, but I think as a country. And we'll take that day to open space for that. So the Lieutenant Governor will read something, but it will not be a traditional throne speech.
And just one final point, Deputy Premier, I know the Federal Minister of Public Safety and the Premier, they're still en route. Do you know at this point what sort of support you might be looking to the federal government for? I mean, a lot of it may very well just be things you deal with at the provincial level, but what can Ottawa do to help here? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're really grateful for our federal counterparts and Minister Nandasangari coming out here to see on the ground. The federal government has offered up themselves in terms of responding, and I don't have the details of all the things that are hitting the ground now, right now, but I know that they've been really cooperative with us. And tonight, when the Premier makes a statement along with them around 7 o'clock, I'm sure we'll hear further details.
Okay. Deputy Premier of British Columbia, Niki Sharma, thank you for your time. We'll watch for Premier Eby later this evening. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.